Ohio. So now that it's basically established that Dynamaxing is the new generation version of Mega Evolution, I think I can finally complain about something that's bothered me since Gen 6. By the way, I don't actually have a problem with any of these gimmicks. If that's what the developers want to do to keep things fresh and interesting, then that's cool. I don't really care. I'm knees deep invested in this franchise to actually even pretend to care about the problems with these gimmicks. But hey, I actually do have a slight problem with these gimmicks, but not with the concept, it's more the execution, and that's Mega Evolution. See, back in Gen 6, when Mega Evolutions were introduced, I was hyped. It was a cool way to reintroduce or refocus on cool classics like Charizard and Absol. And the fact that Mega Evolutions were limited to only a few bunch made it extra cool, especially since only a few evolution stones were handed to you and the rest you would have to hunt around the game, making them kind of rare or something. And that's cool, dude. It was fun and exciting. But, here comes the but. Mega Evolutions did not exceed past a certain generation, and that blew. Granted, the purpose of this was specifically to give some light to the old cast of monsters, and even though it was said that that was specifically the reason for the Megas, it felt inorganic in the grand scheme of the world. Why was it that only the previous generations received Mega Evolutions? I understand that it might be a lot to ask them to make Mega Evolution designs of the current Pokemon of that generation, but if they simply gave us 1 or 2 Mega Evolutions that did not include event Pokemon like Deontay, it would have been nice. As of right now, there are 48 total Mega Evolutions, 15 from Gen 1, 6 from Gen 2, 20 from Gen 3, 5 from Gen 4, 1 from Gen 5, and 1 from Gen 6. But there's an asterisk on Gen 6 because it was Deontay, the legendary Pokemon from the movie. And here's why I have a problem with this. Every new generation of Pokemon, it's kind of like an unspoken rule ever since the birth of Gen 2, that the new Pokemon, new types, new evolutions, and pre-evolutions, and the region of this new generation of Pokemon always existed. We just didn't know about it yet. Why? Well, because we kind of just have to accept it. The people who don't accept it are called Gen 1ers, and no self-respecting Pokemon fan wants to be called such, so just accept it. Stop worrying about this new generation and love Pokemon. And so with all of this in mind, don't you think that it's a little irresponsible to not include Mega Evolutions in the generation of Pokemon from which this concept originated from? Like, what does Professor Sycamore think that there's a Mega Blastoise but not a Mega Greninja? Kinda crummy if you ask me. I understand that creating Mega Evolutions for the new Pokemon would require more modeling and design, but it seems like Gen 6 being the introduction of the concept, not including its own native monster to the Mega family, was a mistake. But hey, I'm not a Gen 1er, I love Pokemon in all of its incarnations. And despite there not being a national dex in Pokemon Sword and Shield, I still plan on buying them because I don't ask, I consume. I am a cog in this machine, baby. And I'll ride it out until the wheels stop churning. Well, thanks for checking out this video. Let me know what you think about Mega Evolutions, and please, if you have a Pokemon that you would love to see get a Mega Evolution, let me know. I would imagine with all of you. If it were up to me, I would have Typhlosion get a one because Quilava is my favorite Pokemon ever. Rate, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to check out my other Pokemon videos and check out my weekly Simpsons podcast, Save Me Jeebus. Bye, cha!